The only issue people currently have
that's
is...
why I'm here. I said stop the violence.
Okay, but Jay, your approach is so wrong.
Listen to the message, not the messenger.
Okay, bro, your approach
Listen
is...
to the message, not the messenger.
Nah.
Boom. Toxic talk. I don't even know this episode should be a toxic talk or a let's be honest, but hey, we're here. Don't know Jay Frey there. We have
Ton Chavez.
You know what I say? And they might beat me. Them say some things where, say stop the violence. They must say no, stop the violence against women and kids. You know what I say?
Okay, that is not what anybody said.
I could do the intro, please. I could do the intro. You see me? So if people don't know, like, share, subscribe if you're new here. Before we get into this debate or whatever, I will say this. I am willing to change my mind or to change my stance if it makes sense. I am willing to apologize if needed. All I'm asking is for you to listen, not
It's you
hear.
gaslighting us from the beginning for me. Like, it's really the like hidden gaslight that you're trying to say. It's hilarious.
How is that gaslighting?
Because I don't think you're actually willing to change your perspective. And I don't even think you've listened because no one's asking you to change your perspective. Everyone is saying that you're right. We're just saying now is not the time to speak on it. If you have an issue with what you're saying, you have an issue with, let's talk about that.
I'm willing to change the no.
Okay.
We'll
see.
But as I'm saying, people just throw around gaslighting and whatever. But yeah, and just all I'm asking is just keep this respectable and accept facts.
Okay, let's talk facts.
You're speaking about women in general and speaking about men in general.
Okay, let's talk
If I have
facts.
something to say personally, I will say personally.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh,
go.
I'm not going to say. Okay.
But let's go. What issue? Let me add the video.
Can I start?
Yeah, sure. But let me add the video.
Okay.
So people out there can see.
Exactly what he said.
All right, the video added. Let's go.
Okay, let's talk. Jay is not wrong. Men's lives are equally men's lives, females' lives, kids' lives. No one is saying any is more important or less important than another. We're simply saying, why do you feel the need to... First of all, you're generalizing violence is my first issue. You're generalizing violence. You're speaking on police officers being killed in the line of fire. You're speaking on I'm assuming gun violence, right? And statistics-wise, of course, more men are dying based on that. But that is not what people are currently addressing. And you made direct reference to the fact that people are currently outraged about women being killed, which is gender-based violence, and then generalized it as if people are taking attention away from men being killed. That is not the case. We are simply saying, okay, cool. You have a problem with general crime in Jamaica. You have a problem with gun violence, corrupt police officers, whatever the issue is. Talk about that every day. Because that's an everyday serious. That's the everyday issue. Why do you have a problem with people bringing attention to what is currently happening? Why are you trying to draw away from that? Why not? Why it feels like you're being a pick-me bitch. It feels like you're like, okay, why women I get attention? Like men are dying too. Okay, cool. Talk about that every single day. Why are you upset now that they're talking about women? That's the only thing people are upset about. Why do you feel the need to draw away from the gender-based violence issue that is being highlighted in the media because of a recent incident to talk about a general issue that has been happening for years? If you have issues with it, talk about it. Speak on it. 100%, because you're right. Gun violence is out of hand. Police brutality out of hand. But why are you using the fact that we're talking about women and children right now to bring attention to that? Why are you drawing away from that? What's the reason? Why is that necessary?
That's a question to me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Number one, the video I made, I said stop the violence for everything.
How did you start off the video, Jay?
I said...
Word for word, what did you say? Do you remember? Okay, you literally said, so when you guys say stop the violence against women and men, are you saying women and children? Are you saying men for dead? How you reach there?
All right,
that's the first thing. Right, how we reach there?
Number one, is it not a fact that men's lives are not considered... are not taken serious as women and kids?
I don't agree. What's backing that up? Why do you do that?
I literally just explained and said in the said video that 2 police officers die.
And the outrage wasn't equal to what's currently happening in the media when it comes to women and kids, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That is because naturally, obviously, it is I'm not going to say expected because I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair for you to compare the intensity of outrage of the two situations because they're very different. one, these are police officers who society expects. We're not saying that their lives aren't equally as thing. It's just not necessarily going to be as shocking to society when when police officers end up dead, because that's their work. They work in violence, right? So I'm not saying you're wrong.
Right,
it does deserve outrage.
I can tell you though, in any country where policemen can die and you think it's normal, that's not a country you want to live.
I agree.
If it's two set of people should not die in a country, is police and politicians. So
wait,
I'm.
Can we pause? Wait, why?
It's just if a police can dead, anybody can dead in that country.
Okay.
So and the fact say you think say yo because of police in the line of duty or whatever.
That is what I'm not. I feel like that's what you're not understanding. I am not saying that you are wrong. I am simply saying you cannot compare the outrage of the two scenarios, because police officers die in line of fire more regularly than influencers are found at sea. You can't compare the intensities of the outrage.
But my simple thing is this. At the end of the day, when was there ever... Is there an upsurge in women?
An upsurge?
Yeah.
We're talking... Okay, and that's why...
Because you say like this is something new that's going on. Is it something new?
No, I'm not saying that this is new. What I'm saying is the current issue at hand that people are outraged about happens to be gender-based violence, right? Why are you trying to draw away from that issue that everyone is trying to just bring attention to? Yes, it has been... To generalize, that's what I'm not understanding. Why can't we just be talking about women and kids right now?
Because it's not stopping violence. That alone not stop violence. Jamaica, let's do stats now, because you've been not talking about whatever.
All right,
cool. Stats. Jamaica is second highest in domestic violence.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Below El Salvador in 2017. In the same 2017, Jamaica is second to El Salvador in a normal gun violence, right?
Okay.
So you don't see the correlation between the two? So once you stop one, the other one stop?
Wait. Okay, so you just said that we're second in domestic violence and we're second in gun violence. So you're saying if we stop one, the other will stop?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if we stop gender-based violence, which is most domestic cases are gender-based violence cases. Are you aware? Look that up.
Can you explain what's gender-based?
Okay, so gender-based violence is any form of violence, physical, mental, emotional, sexual violence that is directed to one gender or disproportionately weighted towards one gender, meaning either towards men or towards women, right? In Jamaica, it happens to be females, right? But what you have to understand about gender-based violence is it is not simply murder. Gender-based violence statistics include things like verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, domestic cases
I've never seen that stat before. I've never seen nothing about what equates to emotional abuse. I've Googled it. I've looked. I haven't found it.
What equates to emotional abuse? So because you've never heard of that means emotional abuse doesn't...
I never said it doesn't exist. There's a ton of abuse. There's economic abuse. I'm simply saying there's no stats for emotional abuse. It's just physical.
There's stats for gender-based violence. But those don't include simply murder. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So, but you never let me finish my point.
All right, DJ song.
I'm simply saying just most domestic cases are gender-based violence cases. They're usually weighted towards men. And you yourself just said that we're second. You yourself just said that we're second in comparison to Ecuador in cases of domestic violence. El Salvador, sorry. And if we stop one, we'll stop the other. So if we stop gender-based violence, it's likely to help decrease violence in Jamaica, is it not?
Not by a lot. It's
okay, we never said anything up. No. We're not saying a lot. We are saying, is it likely to help with the general issue that you have with violence in Jamaica? Because you just compared domestic violence and gun violence. And I don't even know, I can't bring up stats because I don't know, but majority I'm going to say in my opinion, because I don't want to put bad facts out there or incorrect facts out there. Domestic abuse cases are usually gender-based violence.
Well, all right. You see, I have to disagree with that. You know why? Because gender-based means say you only do it because the person is of that gender.
No, it doesn't necessarily mean
Google the term. Google the term.
I have the definition out here because I knew you were going to say that. I'm going to read it.
We can't find
I know the definition starts with that. That's why I'm going to tell you, but it also continues. Okay, gender-based violence can include, see there, GBV, is violence directed against a person because of his gender or violence that affects persons of a particular gender disproportionately. It does not have to be, I killed this woman because she is a woman. It can quite literally be the fact that Jamaican women are seen as sexual objects, and so we are abused more. We are. Men do take advantage of women more because we're easy targets. A lot of women are showing up dead or finding themselves in scenarios that they wouldn't be in if we didn't look at them the way that we look at in this culture. Right. I'm not saying that people are being attacked because they're women. That is not what I'm saying. I am, however, saying that these examples, such as domestic violence, do usually fit within the gender-based violence forum. And if you're saying that one correlates to the other, then how does us talking about Jamaican women? Yes, you're right. I have not said you're right. So what I'm saying is, if you're saying one can affect the other, how is us bringing attention to the gender-based violence happening in Jamaica right now towards women and kids negatively affecting the view on men? I still don't understand that. My only issue is, why are you trying to compare them? Why are you trying to say, Una said this?
No, I was never, I was saying that one is at a high for the longest. And Jamaica, all right, again, based off what Fitzbailey and the RGR News, according to them, about 126 women die a year.
Okay.
Right? Average rate about. Cool? Mm-hmm. About 1,000 plus men die a year.
Can I ask
my simple thing was simply this. I've never seen a campaign, this is me not seeing it, where I talk about, stop the violence. The money must stop the violence. Now me, people might say, me or whatever, go look on my platform. Every year, I do a video, stop the crime.
Okay.
Even when I find, even when it not affect me, I can't really say violence has ever affected a close family member or anything, because I know people. And then the next thing too, in the comments, when I mention this thing about, the people who are dead in a gang violence, there's no stats for that. I know multiple people who are just dead because they live somewhere.
Okay.
Literally because they live somewhere. No. Domestic violence, all type of violence, wrong. You feel me?
I agree.
No. With domestic violence, what we need to understand is that people have conflict in their relationships. You feel me? So that's why I'm gonna like to use the gender based, because when we hear gender based, we just hear like say, Molly, I do this because you're a man. But let's talk about it.
Define that is not what it means.
Cool, no man, what DJ was saying. So if a lesbian couple have domestic violence, is that gender based?
No, and that's why I said most domestic cases. I didn't say all.
Okay, but you know that in a lesbian relationship, domestic violence is at an all-time high. Like, it's higher than a heterosexual person.
It's as if you're trying. Okay, what I'm not.
So is it justice for women, or is it justice for women against men?
The issue is that you feel like it has to be one or the other, and they're not mutually exclusive. I never said that. I asked you a simple question. But every statement you make, and no, every statement you make is, why is it this and not this? As if we cannot do both. The only issue people currently have is.
That's why I'm here. I said stop the violence.
Okay, but Jay, your approach is so wrong.
Listen to the message, not the messenger.
Okay, bro, your approach is.
Listen to the message, not the messenger.
No. The message is correct. No one is saying that. Don't stop violence against men. Violence in Jamaica in general isn't at an all-time high. Obviously, nobody's saying that. Why are you trying to draw attention away from what is current? Just make people like.
Oh, you say what is currently happening when niggas die today? This is that you see, keep on a say it like say, it's every day a woman dead.
So why don't you do it every freaking day? Why are you so mad that right now people are talking about? Okay, you're one person with a big platform. You're one person with a big platform.
Do it a day when 3 men died.
Did it a day when 3 men died. Yeah. So continuously keep doing it. Don't get mad when you see people talking about women and kids. Women and kids can only talk about ourselves because you guys aren't defending us.
Cap.
So when are you defending? Are you?
Who do you call
really and truly? Because I feel like the reason that women get so passionate when a woman dies, or so passionate when a woman's body is shown or whatever happens, is because we don't feel safe. And the only way we know to feel safe is when something like this happens, we go to the internet. Women chat more than men do. Men don't feel, and I'm going to be honest, it's not necessarily your fault, but you guys don't feel comfortable coming forward and saying that you've been raped, that you've been sexually or emotionally abused. You don't. And that's not okay. That is a society issue. Let me finish. That is a society issue that we all have to work on. You're absolutely right. All I'm saying is, if an injustice is happening to a female and females are outraged and want to be talking about it, why are you trying to draw attention away from that?
Because I'm not drawing attention away from it. So just leave it
alone. Say, a woman just died and we're all outraged. Let's also talk about the fact that women are dying. Say that. Do not say, oh, so that mean that men for dead too? Or when a man's child died, it's not the same. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Nobody suggested that. Nobody implied that.
No, they do.
We implied. I have never implied that.
I can't talk about my comments.
I haven't seen any females.
All right, let's talk about what me say. I can talk about my comments. What woman I say.
All right,
number one, if a man for dead right now, the first thing is, John, I'm going to do mix up in a something. You know?
Okay, when a woman dies, the first thing they say is, oh, what was she doing? Was she wearing a short skirt? It goes both ways.
Nobody says that. Nobody says that.
Do you know the comments that are currently going on about Slickiana? About her, how she dressed and this and that?
Nobody.
Oh my gosh, Jay.
I don't see. I'm not going to say
so if a man is okay.
DJ song now.
All right, DJ song.
Listen to me a sec. And again, remember the people, them only vexing me because I say, stop the violence. I won't even touch all lives.
That is not why everybody is vexed. It's like him not understand why. That's not why people vex.
Yeah, I tell you why you. Me talk to people.
No, people under my comments are telling me why them vex at you. Nobody cares about.
Remember DJ Masang. Listen to me. At the end of the day, you keep on talking about what's happening right now. That's not what's happening right now, though. What's happening right now is that people are dying, bro. Across the board, people are dead. So I'm simply say, stop the violence. No, the intro to my video, I say, listen. So when I promote, say, man supposed to dead, from me born till now, you'll hear a man say, what you know, back in my days, woman and picnic never used to dead. So, man used to dead then. Nobody cares when man die, and it's facts, bro.
I don't agree.
It's facts. All right, cool. Rest in peace to Dams and the youth named Kamal. Bro, them niggas died. I ain't seen nothing going on for that shit.
So do something. Say something.
I've been saying something.
Okay, so what?
I ain't seen no protest.
All we as females are okay. So is the females' responsibilities?
Let me DJ my song. It's the country. I'm saying stop the violence, and everybody is mad, bro.
That is not why.
Why is y'all mad? Y'all telling me about it's a wagwan right now. No wagwan right now. Go on. This is a blast, bro. That page sick my stomach, bro. Because every single day there's multiple murders. Jamaica average 4 murders a day.
And your outrage is warranted. Nobody is saying it. But stop saying that is why people are mad, because that is not why people are mad.
So I'm enough to generalize when everybody are dead, when the general population is dying.
We're not saying that the general population dying is not an issue. We are simply saying your approach to drawing attention to that is insensitive to the fact that people are simply outraged about a particular incident right now. Why does it bother you that people are talking about that?
You know why? Because it had to take that for to realize that Jamaica have a violent problem.
That is not what it took you.
It did. It did.
So you don't think when Donnelly disappeared, when Jasmine, what is her name? I don't remember last name. Jasmine Dean. When that wasn't outrage. What was the other one? The Portmore girl.
Yo, if we'll be honest, if we really, what
was her? I don't remember the other one. The K one.
All right. If we're being honest, look on all of those incidents you mentioned. How much attention it get? A lot, right?
Correct.
You can't tell me not one innocent youth where you hear about and say, yo, remember them name. You cannot.
So I'm
simply trying to say that women have more benefit when it comes on to people having attention for them when is that crime is going on.
So basically,
everybody. That's all I'm simply saying.
You guys have.
So stop the violence because we know. So
I must be very.
Remember DJ my song? You asked me.
I feel like your song has gone on for so long now, and you just said the same thing over and over and over again, and it just sounds bad, man. It almost sounds like when a man jealous said men or women get attention for the fact that man are dead. That's what I'm hearing when you
because we're dying more. What are you saying?
Okay, because you're dying. Okay, does it not sound so?
We're at risk more.
Who is killing you? Who is killing you? The women. Men are. So address your own freaking issues.
That doesn't make any sense.
Bro, no, you are getting so like.
That doesn't. You're still not making no sense. I'm saying stop the violence.
And nobody is saying that you're wrong. We're just saying why does it have to be a competition?
It's not. I'm saying
so
stop
why
the
does
violence.
your approach have to even mention the fact that people are upset about women dying?
I'm saying stop the violence.
So just say that.
No,
just say that. Why? Just say that. Why do you need to make reference to the fact that women are getting attention? That's like me saying I like pancakes. Yeah. Why are you eating pancakes? I like pancakes. Are you dumb? Literally, Jamaica needs to stop the violence. You see people advocating for a certain amount of violence, let them advocate for that type of violence. You advocate for the violence that you are seeing and you want spoken up about because clearly no one is doing it. But your approach or your need to have an issue with the fact that women are getting attention, it sounds disgusting.
How do they have an issue?
We're dying more. Shut the hell up. We know if you're dying more and you're seeing it, clearly whoever is advocating for the women is not seeing it. Advocate for it. Speak on it every single day, Jay. Talk on gun violence. Because who is killing you? It's not us. The people advocating for women right now are what?
Humans are killing us. Humans
Oh my
killing
God,
humans.
no, it's okay. So then talk about
I don't know what that means.
It's like you entered the chat.
not us.
You entered the chat and you were like team men, team men.
No,
Like,
bro, that's una gaslight, fam.
okay, but you're going back and forth, Jay. You're literally
what are
going
you
back
saying?
and forth. Is it on everyone? Is it on everyone is dying? Let's talk about everyone dying.
Yeah.
Or is it why are you giving women more attention?
It's that everyone is dying. Stop the violence,
so leave
period.
it there. That is
That's what
my
I said.
issue with you. Leave it
So
there.
when did I move
because
from there?
you started your entire argument
Yeah.
by attacking the fact that women
Because nobody
are
care
getting
about man
attention.
life, and that's
That is
facts.
just not true.
Facts, yo.
You
But
might
ask
not
you a
see it in the
question.
media.
I ask you a question. You give me mad names a while
Can I
ago.
be very honest
Give
with
me
you? I
some
don't
names, yo.
keep up with. I do not keep up with news. I just don't. It's not. I find Jamaican news
Who
very
number
depressing,
four?
and I don't keep up with it. I don't. But what I'm saying is, the people leading the charge or whatever for these women are women. Women are passionate about this issue, and so we talk about it. And for you guys to try and take attention away from something we're passionate about because you don't feel like you're getting equal attention feels so
It's not equal
insensitive.
attention. It's
But
the
that is
bigger
the
picture.
approach that you've taken.
No, it's the bigger picture.
All right, Jay.
Let me ask you a question.
Guys, stop violence. I absolutely
Wait,
agree.
let me
By the
ask you
way,
a
stop
question, though.
violence.
I'm gonna ask you a question, right? If Jamaica is one of the highest,
Yeah.
we don't use phones on the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
If Jamaica, and talk close to the mic, please, because you're not here. If Jamaica is one of the highest, top 3 for the last 20 years in murders per capita, you don't think say the violence are gonna reach the women and kids?
I don't really understand the purpose of
May I
violence.
say, if the country are one of the most violent countries, right?
I still-
Statistically, I'm saying you expect that the violence is not supposed to reach kids. Well, let me explain why
What do you mean not support? Who said that? Or
Well,
who
I'm
suggested
asking-
that? Or who implied that?
Because when I talk for one specific people, I'm understand what I say. Let me DJ my song
I
yesterday.
was answering the question. I was simply answering what you just asked.
Answer.
I'm simply answering what you asked.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying it. Like I don't even understand what you just asked because you just said it shouldn't reach.
May I say, if 1,000+ people are dead in our country, you think that 1,000+ people are just be straight man?
But nobody said that. I know. I don't. Nobody said or suggested or
Exactly
implied
my
that.
point.
I don't
So
get your point.
why are we not just saying, listen, them people are some bad people. And we need to forget these bad people out and we need to protect
Because,
the whole
okay,
country.
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
I think the approach to breaking up or not generalizing violence is deeper than simply blame. I think it's a societal, or I don't really know, but I'm going to say my perspective. I think it's a societal approach to finding the root of the violence, because the fact of the matter is, based on the different types of violence that are occurring, there's different reasons that they happen. And by breaking up the types of violence and not simply generalize them, you can get to the root. You can't simply stop violence by saying stop violence. And I'm taking the man-female out of it. You just simply cannot stop violence by saying stop violence. It's just, you have to figure out the root
So you
of
say
it.
attack different sectors
You know what
of
I
it,
mean?
like gang
So
violence, domestic
that
violence.
would be my approach,
Okay.
or I think that is the approach or the method behind separating them. Because you're absolutely right. You said 1,000 whatever men die a month, right? From
No more, but a year.
a year or whatever, right? I'm assuming, or I'm going to say, again, I don't pay attention to news. Majority of them, or some of them are like gun violence cases or crime, you know? The approach to stopping like gun violence wouldn't necessarily be the approach to stopping gender-based violence. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's not necessarily that we're trying to pinpoint this happening to women and females. It's just this type of violence, which is what currently happened. What I think would fit into gender-based violence is currently happening. We're addressing this because the root of this is different from when a police officer gets shot or when a gunman or a weed gets shot. It's not the same thing, and it's not stopping one is not the same way you'd stop another one. So
Understand.
I agree with you. I just don't necessarily think we're looking at it like stop females, say females or outrage towards just females. It's like we can't address them the same way because like domestic case happens usually because it's emotional or because somebody was abused and things like that happen. But a gun case, crimes of passion. But then a gun case could be somebody, I don't know how drug,
Gang
So I get what you're saying, and maybe what we do need to do is remove the gender of it or the man-female. So but maybe just.
All right, no, I'm gonna explain something to you because you're not really in the streets.
Yeah, that's
You see
absolute
me?
fact.
So
yes.
I'm gonna explain something to you. Why I'm probably come off as me I say, una nah, look out for man. Bro, when a man dead, fam, and if me a lie, please tell me in my comments. Nobody really cares. First thing them are gonna do, them are gonna put some false scenario in them head. Yo, in the mix up, Yo, I see that boy there drive him out of nowhere, him a chopper, him a this. When really and truly that man is an honest man, he make him honest living. Sometimes people will like, I know people are dead because them get money. Because them come from the ghetto and them get money and people just kill them and nobody now say, yo, what I do with that country? I tell them that people can successful. Them think they are real things and nobody care. Enough of them cases still unsolved to this day. You get me? I try to say? And I'm simply saying that, yo, even, all right, for instance, remember the same saying everybody I talk about, yo, back in my days, pick me and kids couldn't dead. You see me? Which is a lie.
I've never heard that, but okay.
Exactly. So if me a lie, tell me in the comments, right? So everything is like man can dead. And then what me I say again to in the said video, I say when you kill a man, that's somebody's son.
And you're absolutely
That's
right.
somebody's father. Statistics show you say a father out of the home put that child at disadvantage. You get me trying to say? So me could try for done the violence because really and truly, if a 126 woman and children are drop out a year versus 1,500, how much percentage that? That's less than 10%. You get me? I say so when I say them no matter.
All I'm saying is I don't think the comparison is necessary. That's my only thing. So I think I think all of your points are valid. I just don't think you need to bring women. I don't think you need to bring women into it. I think they can both exist mutually. They're not mutually exclusive. You can address violence in Jamaica and say, yo, all of this need for cut out exactly the way you just said it. Without saying why. You know what I mean? That's all anybody will say.
I'm going to tackle it though with the all lives matter thing. It's not the same thing.
Wait, no. More get into this because we know you're going to come in there. More get into all lives.
Wrong with that one, man. So
his perspective on it, okay, the reason I said that it's coming across as if it's along the lines of the All Lives Matter movement is not because statistically women are dying more than men are dying. And I understand why you think that Black Lives Matter cannot be related to it because disproportionately Black people are dying whereas white people aren't. Cool. All we are saying, well, we're not even talking about it. I'm saying is you can't... Wait. What was I talking about?
All Lives Matter.
Yes. All I was saying is the premise of why you went or the way you went about it is along the lines of the way that All Lives Matter movement thinks, because we're talking about gender-based violence. We're talking about violence towards women. And you have drawn attention away from that and tried to almost say, okay, why are we talking about just women? Let's talk about men as well. And that is what All Lives Matter happened. Why are we talking about Black people? Because I think the reason that you're going to say, Tanya, you're wrong is because the stats are in your favor, Black Lives Matter wise, but I'm speaking gender-based. I'm not speaking general violence. So gender-based, it's prevalent for women.
I see that too. I agree with you. When you say stop the violence, this whole gender-based thing never did on my mind. Just you know what I mean? Say, yo, just violence. You see me? So I say, if I talk about violence, yo, the man in my dead boy.
Well, that's what I talk about. Like when I'm outraged for a woman dying, my issue is gender-based violence and not that specific incident, but more gender-based violence in relation to the root of it. So just the way that we look at women that causes them to end up in these scenarios or for these scenarios to just be happening as often as they're happening. It's not necessarily like my approach to it isn't necessarily just stop the violence. So when I'm talking about not stop the violence, like I don't want everyone to stop violence. It's more like I'm addressing the root of the issue. I'm addressing what's happening to women. I'm addressing this. Why are you trying to draw attention away from that? Like this isn't important. Nobody's saying that's not important. That's literally what like All Lives Matter is.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say no. All right, when you say that, no, I understand because Black Lives Matter is about police brutality, which white people never suffer from police brutality. Same way I say right now, gender-based violence, men in Jamaica don't
aren't
suffer.
suffering from it.
So I understand all of that. You understand?
You're looking at it from just stop the violence. And that can be...
So you see, I'm telling you, I'm come here, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change my approach or for apologize or for offend nobody.
No, but I think you're right.
But my whole thing was, I'm going to say, for instance, what day, I never see the video where a Chinese man get gunned down. Brutally get gunned down.
I do not watch.
Exactly.
I really don't.
And nobody is talking about these things. What day, there was like a whole fun day thing and the amount of shot bus and pick me and get shot and nobody
so
talking about these things. So me I try to say is, you see with Jamaica, motherfucker, with the world, there's a lot of worlds within the world. You see me? Like you ever run from shot yet?
No.
You ever see a man and say, yo, that boy they come from round so you know when them borderline where if you literally put your foot over yourself a man gonna shoot you?
No.
You know about, you have to say, yo, stop power them boy there because if you power them boy there, you put me at risk. Like people really see, I'm telling you why I say man and get love too. People see the crime rate and really think that 1,000 man them were dead. 1,000 man were involved in our things and that's far from the truth.
And I think you're right, but I also think you kind of have to just look back at like it historically. Honestly, Jamaican culture is just a mixture of a bunch of different aspects that we've accepted over years and it's just become normalized, right?
Yes, it's
and
to men
so
dying.
we have to denormalize or
Yeah.
whatever it is. So I think it's really, and I think it's absolutely wrong, but I think Jamaican society just looks at it like men are more involved in violence, more men own guns, and so it's more likely that men, and so we don't get outraged when it happens because we just feel like, you know what, this is normal at this point. So we have to get out of that mindset where we think it's normal, and so I think that's where the outrage will come from, because outrage really just comes from shock. It really just comes from when something isn't happening often or when something is like out of the ordinary. You're kind of like, what the hell? Yeah, it's weird. So I feel like because men die so often, it's not like we're desensitized to it. We're desensitized to the gun.
Well, our next thing, I'm glad I said that. And go back to the same little talk them keep on and make, boy, you're back in a my idea, pit, you know, woman. That is cap number one. Never as rampant as man, and it never ever be that. But at the same time, what I like with Jamaica society, because really and truly, this might come off rare, but is it true? None of these people do not care. They care about the retweets and the clicks.
Oh, I agree.
You
I agree.
understand?
And
It's
the
just-
way that they're dealing with it right now
It's
is
just that way.
disgusting.
All right, you see? So like, what I'm tell you, I'm willing to have a conversation about it. And I understand why people outrage now, because it's not just violence, it's gender-based violence, but more than understand now. You see me? More than me just these things say, yo, wanna vex, but me I say everybody feel live good.
No, but I would also think it's not fair if someone was just getting up and saying, yo, oh, she dead, but this person not. Like, I get your perspective
Yeah,
and I
so-
understand it. So I just think we need to separate the two.
Yeah, so what me I say is, all right, look on evil. I think like Father's Day, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's about it.
You ever seen no man out there so make basket talk, boy, you buy this for your father. Get some man get tools. Like, man no feel loved. May I be honest with you. Dog get more love than man.
And I don't want to disagree. I don't want to disagree with you because you're not wrong, but I'm going to tell you this not from an objective perspective, from my perspective. You guys don't need any more of a leg up than you already have.
Yo, you're correct.
Respectfully, the least men need to worry about is being loved, because you guys are already ahead of women, ahead of children in every other aspect
You know
of
about
life.
Bantan?
Yeah, I mean,
When him say, I wanna be loved. Is that
no, I'm not saying. Did I say that you don't want to be loved? I'm simply
At the
saying
least-
I feel that's the least you need to worry about, because you have everything else. You're
Me?
paid more.
Fred.
You get more respect. In Jamaica, you can walk down the street without not questioning to see if that's a lie. I was that. Let me scratch that.
die more.
Without being
We commit suicide more. We have more mental issues. You wanna continue? Come on, go ahead. We have
I
nothing to
just
worry
feel
about.
like it's not fair to be like, to make it seem like men not being loved or not getting Father's Day baskets is a big issue. Because if you're gonna talk death and murder, cool, but like not feeling loved, I feel like you guys can go without. Like, you guys deserve less, in my opinion. If I'm being honest,
people wanna hear it.
I just feel like we're
You
spending.
deserve love.
I wake up every day and try my best to do my little part in breaking down the patriarchy, which is years and years and years of just men being in control and, you know, whatever. And my perspective is simply, you guys suffering because you're not being loved is not that serious. There are other issues that we can talk about. If you want to talk about the murder and stuff, I'll talk about that. But not
Say
being
this other
loved.
issue.
Not being loved
So you don't feel like, say, the murder in what we are do. And
have
the
to do with
murder
it not
in
being
what
have to do with you not being loved.
it's have a lot to do with it.
Okay, now you're getting into the root.
have a
No,
lot.
maybe you were talking about fathers.
It have a
So you're
lot. No,
saying
but I'm
me
just
not
trying-
getting
but
my
no.
father a basket.
No, but seriously, think about that though, you know. Think about that. Because I know your father in your life, right? Your father provide, protect, everything. Daddy. Once
But
you
that also
in one corner, a daddy you call.
And my father, even though he pays for them, gets very cute Father's Day gifts.
As I say, but the average man now, Ray, you see me? All right, next thing too, I never did like with the comments them. Ladies, we don't need to stop you sign language when you not try to get to the point across.
What do you mean?
Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. We don't need to stop, because the amount of people call my body man and tell me something like woman.
I agree. The way that you guys approach telling people you don't agree with them
Like,
is disgusting.
Oh.
It's disgusting. You can disagree
And
with
I ne-
someone without disrespecting them.
And the next thing too, must see one look a trend will go around. Oh, men don't really like women. They're just sexually attracted to
I
women.
agree with that.
That is dumb to say.
How is that dumb? It's a fact.
It is called sexual orientation for a reason.
Oh my gosh, you can have sex with someone and not be emotionally attracted to them or you're attracted to them as a human being.
I never said no, but heterosexual is what? A sexual orientation. So I'm still a heterosexual man.
But what people are saying, so that is what they're saying. They're saying men are sexually attracted to females, but not emotionally and intelligently attracted to females. That's what they're trying to say. They're just not saying it the way that you're understanding.
But they must say we're a batty man.
No,
that's what.
I don't think they're trying to say you're a batty. I don't like that word. I really don't like that word.
It's the same for women too.
What do you mean?
Woman love them friend more than them love them man.
No. I don't think that's what they're trying to say. In terms of, I think what they're trying to say, and again, I cannot speak for anyone, I'm going to say what I understand from it. I think what they're trying to say is men will claim that they love women, but you guys only love the pleasure that you can gain or what you gain from women. You aren't returning the respect that's necessary for you to love women, the respect, the emotional intelligence, that you don't care about the well-being of women or your woman. You care about how a woman pleases you, how a woman interacts with your life. That is what people, when they say that you guys don't love women, they're not saying, oh no, batty man. We understand that you guys are sexually attracted to us. That's all that we hear all the time, every single day. We get it. We know that you want to have sex with women. We get it. But loving a woman is so much more than being sexually attracted to her. And we're saying that men care more about the well-being of men than the well-being of women, even though they claim that they love women.
I don't agree. But what I can say, if any woman out there, once you're an adult, if you think all I want from you is sex, that's all you have to offer. And nobody not telling them something about Uncle Jay. Agree. Uncle Jay will tell you because what not telling me say.
No.
But you know when DJ me song no?
Oh, sorry.
I don't want collab. What you telling me say? Me and go so boom, because guess what? First thing me want is sex. That's facts. Let's get out of the way so we can see if there's more to that.
And
so me go so boom now, we have the sex, school, then me realize, yo, that girl here smart. Me realize that girl here, she know how to manage money. She put me up on some game. That girl here nurturing. She make sure she press. You know what is, like, man not used to nothing, you know? Like, people don't understand that. Man, you know what, man never get a gift in them life? A gift. So when you come, so now you buy me one pair of Air Force, I love you for life. But you really feel say all me want from you is sex, because that's all you have to offer. Once a man knows that a girl have more for offer, he's sticking around. He's sticking around. And that's facts.
Nobody said that wasn't the case. Okay, first of all, I want to approach it from two different perspectives. One, I think it depends on the timing. So just like you said after that you want sex. The first thing I think about is sex, which is fine. I think to each their own. Naturally. To me, I think approaching sex too early on into an interaction or a female-male situation comes across like you're only interested in sex. And I think that's where a lot of perspective comes from. Okay. So you're speaking from the perspective of you've already slept with someone and all they want from you at that point is sex. Then I can understand what you're saying. I think it's, if we're getting to know each other and the fact that we're not sexual intimate in the beginning, or you are continuously talking about sex, or you're not interested in getting to know anything else or doing anything else, it does come across like you're only sexually interested in men. That is my perspective when I see a man is only.
But doesn't even get that out of the way. You get it.
Okay, no, but that's not how I am. I will not sleep with you until we've been dating for like 3 months. And that's just me. My other perspective on it is,
for you?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good. Where niggas be waiting?
Yeah, well, the ones that want to wait. Okay.
It's and then win exclusively?
I don't, that's between, as far as that's what they tell me. I'm not gonna,
don't question it. Don't question it. Lose your mind when you question it. Don't question it.
But again, I want to approach it from another scenario where what you said, there are men that will stick around. No one is questioning that they'll stick around, despite the fact that when, like, I've had men, I have a lot to offer from my perspective. And I've had men that stick around, and sticking around doesn't necessarily mean that they're not interested in just the sex. I think when females say the man is just interested in the sex, even if he sticks around and comes and watches Netflix or them joke around, or with me and he's not willing to settle down with me, he's only interested in the sexual aspect of the relationship, and that isn't okay. Whether or not he's here for a long period and we interact in other ways, it hasn't stepped from sexual to becoming something because he's only there for the sex, or he's only interested in the sex. So it's not that they're saying, oh, him only want me for, and that's not all them have for offer. It's really, you're here because you're getting sex plus. You get me?
That's why I'm here for the sex. But I'm saying if there's more there, I'm here for that as well.
But that's not what comes across to us.
Okay. But question though, why wanna hate men? Because I see enough women around this narrative say man hate woman, and I've never seen a video I say, I know before I go to that, women need a spokesperson. Where when I say, listen,
Beyonce.
our girl that, whatever she say, that we are working.
Beyonce.
You're gonna like with Uno now. When we start then, we're gonna listen to what Jay first say. Them subscribe to me. Yo, we work with Jay for Motive. We work with Kevin Samuels, we work with Andrew Tate. Uno, here how Uno work. Beyonce say, yo, if you ain't putting a ring on it, leave. Uno take that. But Beyonce also could have said, yo, if your nigga broke, keep him. When I say, here what Beyonce, you lost me this saying, but we're gonna keep this here so. Then Uno go over to City Girls, and City Girls say, yo, nigga gotta spend a bag. Wanna keep that, but City Girls...
Because we're all human. We're not gonna agree with every single thing every person says. No.
You know what I'm saying that though?
Just like I can watch
DJ.
your content and I agree with a lot of things that you say, but there are things that you said that I don't agree with. And so I'm going to take, when I talk about you or when I'm making reference to you or something that you've said fits into my argument, I'm going to talk about it. But not everything you say is gonna fit into what I believe.
I understand, but you still need somebody who can say that is a reputation of how women I think nowadays.
I think women are too emotional for that because, like, I just think women are too emotional.
All right, like for instance, what they a girl, me and a girl that will I read the reasoning, right? And she said every man where love talk about woman want them for money and thing, it kind of contradicting because they approach with money. The first DM is, yo, which bill you want me pay? And me I say, well, you can't say that is contradicting, yes, because them still array, but at the same time, the message, because to be honest, and if me I lie, tell me, spokespeople are Jada Waiter, Ari Fletcher.
I don't even know who Jada Waiter is.
The City Girls, Cardi B. And all of them women here promote man and give woman money. So now think about it now.
Just to be clear, I don't listen to any of those people. I don't even know. I only know who Cardi B is.
All right. So cool now. So imagine now we did it and every time Jada Waiter them post something and them post a new truck or, oh my man, give me this and leave broke niggas alone. When me get money now, me I feel like say, yo, my up. Me ain't chatting to you. You ever see the girls them post, yo, niggas be so mad when they have money and you still don't want them?
Yes.
Why? Why you feel mad? Because, yo, I'm rich now. Why you give me be a chatting? What you mean, I have style too?
Okay.
Like...
What do you mean? Yes, you have to have style.
I never said name, but I'm trying to say nobody went. The names that I'm call a while ago, they don't mention that.
Okay, you're absolutely.
They just mention you.
I don't agree with that perspective. I do agree that a man should have money, but the perspective that just having money or the fact that the media feels like just having money is absolute
That's what
garbage.
it's coming off
And the
as.
fact of the matter is, the girls that show their lavish lives and tell us they're just there for the money, they're lying. If they are just there for the money, I'm going to be very honest, they're doing some weird things they aren't happy, right? Because the fact of the matter is, no matter what the media is saying, just having money is not going to suffice anyone, right? But it just happens that everybody wants to have the Instagram, to be taking the hotel trips, to be doing, and so when you have money, we expect to have money. I do think a man should always have money, but I think that's just... that's almost like the groundwork. Like it cannot just be you have money. And I don't think that just doesn't make any sense to me. But I do think that the role models that are currently running female media are not it. I think that perspective is severely flawed. But I do think you guys believing it is also dumb. Or feeling like just because you have money. Like you feel, what kind of woman would you want to tie down that is only interested in you because you have money? Like that feels like
Man, that's just a game.
Yeah, I know, but you as a man, why would you want to accept that? You as a man, why would you be okay with being in a relationship with someone that is just there for your money?
Hear what? 2 reasons. Number 1, the honesty.
Oh, I feel him.
A man love honesty. If a girl can't make you no straight, say, listen, I'm just here because you got the bag. I'll grow, like, women right now, they let you know I'm going to be with a nigga who I don't like, who got money.
Why? I'll never.
My God, take time with her and my father. Yeah. A man will go so boom. And no, a girl with a man right now have money. And she tell herself that she'll grow for love him. Because really and truly, love to me is just like being around somebody for long periods of time. You know?
No.
And then eventually just like them like that. Worse if there was little something there, it will grow. It will grow.
I've tried that and it never grows for me, no matter how much I try. So I don't know if that's the case for other females. And if that's the case, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I do think seeking a man just because he has money cutting off other potentials because this person has more money. I feel like that's very vain. And
But how important is money though? Is the deal breaker?
I think it depends on the stage of life you're at.
True.
It definitely just has to, because teenage me covering my TGI bill was impressive, right?
Yeah.
I'm 25 now. If I'm interested in a man, I'm looking to settle down or to whatever. And so him having money to me isn't necessarily flashy. It's being able to, things like I like to travel. When I want to travel, is he going to be able to, even if I'm paying for my own flight, is he going to be able to come? Is he financially well off? Where does he live by himself? Little things like that are what I mean when I say, does he have money? Or even when I say spoil, it's is he financially well off enough to be able to make me feel a certain way about it? Doesn't necessarily mean fly me to freaking Bali, right? I think that is the extended approach or the disgusting approach where it means for fly me here, do me this, pay for my hair, pay for my nails. That is what I don't necessarily agree
It's
with.
unrealistic as well.
That is unrealistic and it's not fair to men. If I'm being very honest, it's just not fair to
look
men.
at that.
If you can't take care of yourself,
Honey, I say
it's just
something
not
fair to man.
yeah, that's just not
God
fair to
damn.
men in my personal opinion. I do think men should be chivalrous, and I do think a man paying for your hair and your nails and stuff like that isn't outrageous, but I don't think it should be expected that he has to do this, or because it is his money.
Especially early on.
Especially early
talking
on.
stage.
I don't think so. I think like spoiling to me is in the early stages is buying me food. Right? A man, or like if he wants to take a weekend vacation, cool. But I think the pressure of hotel every weekend, hair, nails, weave, carnival costume, that is Jada Wader. That is them putting that out there. And the fact of the matter is, the people honestly living those lives in Jamaica, not living them not enjoying themselves. They might do some things where I personally don't think is worth it just because the man have money. Because the men in Jamaica that have money, I'm really sorry, they're weird. Them into weird things. Because a lot of them
What type of
approach,
weird
no,
things?
them into some very
Yeah,
weird
give me a
things.
little-
No, man, not really want to.
What kind of weird
Them
things?
just into some weird stuff.
God damn.
They're
Fuck
into
myself,
some
I
weird-
can't cut off myself. This hatred for men these days, I don't like it. I'm seeing more and more tweets. I hate man. Yo, why man I breed? And sometimes it might be a little jokey joke, but there's some seriousness behind this.
What kind of seriousness?
I feel like I'm gonna really hate man. I feel like uno are really the people who are just sexually attracted to men, and then no really emotionally attracted.
That's me. I am sexually attracted to men and not.
Yeah.
I realized I was.
Like I've never seen a video from a man I say I'm a hate woman. A man who say woman wicked, woman a liar, woman this and that, but me not see no man say them
That's just
hate
women are
woman.
emotional. We speak more emotionally. It's not necessarily like I'll say I hate men. No, I really do.
So you think men are being respected these days? You
I think
a
the
man
disrespect.
voice-
I think the disrespect that men receive from women is usually reciprocated. I don't think it's just off the bat and for no reason. If that's what you're asking. So no, I don't think men are being respected, but I think there's a reason men aren't being
I
respected.
think it's a reaction
I think it's reactionary,
Mm.
and even if it's not necessarily in the moment reactionary, it's things like
over time.
okay, someone will stop me on the roadside, especially nowadays because I'm town travelers and everybody sees me on the road and says hi, and I love when you guys do that. Don't ever stop. But having grown up in society where every time someone stops me, it's usually some Grammy man trying to like be sexual with me or touching me, my first reaction is disrespect. It really is, even though that's not my intention. But it's just reactionary because when you grow up in a society where you're not respected just because you're a woman, where literally people feel that them can touch you just because, or because you're just a certain way, or because you're, especially me, because I'm so open about myself, like I'll post topless pictures, or people think they know me. And so they are always up in my space, touching me, feeling that them can say certain things, behave a certain way. And I just react now because that's what I was raised in. Like I said, it's a desensitized thing. So we have to get into the root of all these issues and find ways to start making it normal. It's not normal. It's not okay. So you're right. Saying we hate men is not okay. But for me, it's almost a trauma response.
I'm being honest with you. I'm gonna talk to my peers. Look, back to what you say, man, should I worry about love? but you see our next thing too, like you say, yo, man get more pay, and that's not the majority, Because if a man not want to work a call center, the same pay them
Okay,
get.
we're not talking about a call center. We're
That me trying to say,
speaking.
you talk about a very, very small few.
So you don't think men are treated better in Jamaica?
I think it's a double standards in the world, and me personally, I'm for double standards because it bring equity. You feel me? Because I think about it now. Just like, don't get me wrong, that's the man a problem with the woman. They must say, yo, Ray, yo, gender, this and whatever. That's why when you break it down to me, I say, yo, it's not just violence. We are talking about a specific type of violence. But I say, oh, shit.
Okay.
All right, me take what I see. Because naturally, man stronger than woman. Carry actually, if woman could have beat man, on a beat you up.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
I understand, but
100.
naturally, we stronger, you see me? So that bias there, half a day. You get me I say? And then now when you look upon even man, I get more money. You remember say them something that come from patriarch days where man used to pay most of the
Be the
bills.
breadwinner, I agree.
So I understand. So,
and
so
that's
you
what
have
we're
to
trying to
understand that
debunk.
too.
But that's what we're trying to debunk because that's exactly what we're trying to debunk.
And that's
the fact that that's normal.
Yeah, guess why not?
I know what to tell you. I know what to tell you.
You don't want independent, but you don't want a man pay the bills.
Or not even. Absolutely. Okay, can I explain though? Like my perspective is I'd like to be making my own money. But if I'm in a relationship, if I'm married, the man is covering majority of the bills. That is literally the society that you guys set up for yourselves. When I say men get paid more or whatever, I'm also talking about things like a man will more likely get a job that I'm qualified for than I will. And that's just the fact of the matter. In corporate, a man is more likely to get the job. And it's not like I'm not saying it's like society blatantly. I don't know the stats. I don't know why.
Okay.
I can't compare that.
No, you don't.
But I was not saying that Jamaica that I don't think Jamaica is what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, blatantly like preferring females. I think it's just small issues and small interactions where the cases are seen. And you're right. It's just, again, everything just needs to be debunked. We just need to find the root and figure out how to address all of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say where I'm gonna feel we as man right now, with the confusion of going is that we don't know what we really want. You see me? Because think about it again. It's all equality thing, right? Mm-hmm. Equality does not make sense at all. Especially for women. For Una ask equality is madness. Maybe honest with you. For Una ask equality is absolute madness. We don't even say, listen, we want equality in a this. But we don't generalize that so we don't want equality. That's stupid.
Okay.
You don't think that's stupid?
I don't think it's stupid. I think it's unrealistic.
There we go. Better word.
I think it's unrealistic for sure. And I think...
If some approach can wrong sometimes, someone says stupid, somebody might feel offended, right? When you say, so you still have to sit with me sometimes, you know?
Okay, I see.
I'm not trying to offend you, but that's the first
it's
word.
It's the way he talks. Yeah. It's the way he talks.
I'm loving you, you know? Remember when you say Jeffrey and Jeffrey said, you know? As me I say.
I think it's unrealistic. And I think a lot of it is emotion-based and not practical. Right? So women are very emotional creatures. And so I think a lot of the approach towards feminism in theory makes sense. Like, yes, men and women should be equal, but the emotional and practicality of equality just doesn't equate to what women actually want.
Feminism never started from that though. It was about us having a choice. It was never about equality.
Okay, then I threw that in there wrong. What I was basically trying to...
Some other woman come who literally hate man, like really just hate man, and that's why I'm saying do Twitter, you know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about feminism. If I'm gonna be very honest,
I like them, you know.
Them hate me too, trust me.
No, but want to show you how them corrupt. They might use you last night.
Shut up. I saw it. Someone tweeted. Someone was like, "It's Ton Travels put him up to this." I was like.
No, for them I say, yo, I can't believe Tons link up with that little idiot, yo.
There's no way they said that. They're consistently attacking me. There's no way. I didn't see that. All I saw was someone says me put you up to it.
Conquer and divide. I'm telling you.
What is wrong with them?
That's why me, listen, set up any platform me dep on, or me start, is for have conversations. Like when I started it, you feel like a jump in there run, I'm going to apologize at the end of this, because I'm see where it come from now, the outrage really come from now, and now me I understand it. I'm all for conversations. And this will never be about... And I think
that's what people don't understand, though. Because it's the same thing with me. Whenever I state something, because of the way that I talk, they get very immediately. And no one is ever willing to have a conversation about it. And the thing is, we're not even really active on Twitter. And they'll jump on Twitter and have the conversation with themselves. And that's the killer. It's like convincing people that agree with you does nothing. Like, we are the ones that don't have the stance. Why not convince us? Like, let's talk. But you guys jump to Twitter where you know we're not seeing the tweets. And we're like...
I don't
Because I
post over there.
disagreed with Jay yesterday. I made the stitch, but me and Jay had a conversation about it and are now having a conversation. And I still, whether or not he changed his perspective, it would not have been an aggressive interaction.
Even when I text myself, me agree for disagree.
Yeah, like, but Twitter people, una just...
No, because here one now, I'm going to tell you how Twitter work. I'm going to tell you, if you follow them up, all right, listen, like for instance, what I say, I understand how it might come off insensitive now, and based on the actual thing we want to talk is not just violence, we kind of put it down, and marginalize it. I understand that. No, but here what them would do know. So you start replying, you reply so much till you actually chat fuckery.
No, true. I had to stop. Like,
Yeah, once you start replying to them, you're going to end up chat fuckery. I'm not replying to no y'all niggas. Thank you. Because when I like my shit them, when I watch my shit them, and I love.
Yeah, and
one
also...
girl go out her way, me really have to reply to she.
Sometimes you really do have to, like, when it's it's consistent foolishness.
No,
you have to respond.
Remember, I know. I'm going to read her thing. I'm going to tell lie upon people, you know.
What she said?
I'm not tell lie upon people. Not tell... Shit, my phone up on airplane, but I can't bother.
I will, however, say...
She share it. Wait, I'm sorry for that. She share it. Yo, I can't believe this guy get up and post this. Oh my God. Blase blah. Yo, I used to watch him, Tim used to like him. I forgot unfollow him on Ray. So me I say, someone look, she's never once tagged me in anything. I said, mention you and whatever. No, me never get big fan, but as something negative you want for, you could have posted without you tag me in the fuckery. Me say, bitch, me not care. Black you for black me.
I will say.
Don't. No, me not need no support, bro. If you can't DM me and say, Jay, come on, me, I'm a big fan. This is where you go wrong. Up to now, she not say Ray. And then our next post, them I talk about, me don't want nobody agree with him. Because regardless, enough man to get to me, I say. Enough woman get to me, I say too.
What I will say, yes, you're absolutely right. And what I will say is what I don't agree with seeing is when they disagree with you and take it upon themselves to try and convince the people that agree with you that you're wrong.
And then...
Why can't you leave this around?
When them hold them grown, you depend, you're a pick me. No.
I will not say, I understand the outrage towards what Jay posted yesterday, but I will say the need for you guys to, there will be in your comments replying to every single person that agrees with you to say, no, she's wrong. No, he's wrong. No. And it's like, you guys can disagree with someone's perspective, no matter how vulgar they came across, without attacking it the way that you attack it. And the fact of the matter is, the worst thing you could do on TikTok especially is do that with me or Jay's content. Because once you comment something negative, our content is on your page for the rest, on your For You page for the rest of your life. We're literally mine at least. I'm not asking you. If you hate me and you comment under my post, because of the way I don't know what's going on with my Jamaican TikTok and me, even if you click not interested, I had my sister test it out the other day. Literally. Like, I will be on your For You page. You click not interested, I'll be on your For You page. If you interact in my content.
Word.
So if you hate me and you don't want to see it, better on the scroll. Like, or go up on Twitter and continue it. But I can't agree with you being in the comments trying to convince other people to take your side, right? And then using unfollowing or blocking us as a threat. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't want to sound disgusting or anything. We don't see when you unfollow us.
Don't care.
We don't care.
My numbers
not even a little bit.
My numbers has never dropped. I'm not say
that. Never yet see a K. One of the K them drop off after somebody said them block me.
I'm not say it as like, yo.
In a cocky way. No.
Yeah, but me I try to say, if you really a fan of me, I'm going to do something more fun. DM me. One thing in me, I gotta respond when people say, Jay, come on, I'm a loser for you, because I never, ever sit up, record myself for this purposely insult somebody. Me, man, naturally, me, I gotta look into everything, you see me? And say, even before I do the video, I say, trust me, there was multiple takes to that video. Because I try my best not to insult anybody, and then at the same time, rest in peace, Slick, I know her. Personally, I don't get them know body, but if I see her, I now walk past her, I go, yeah, oh God, walk on there good. Oh, when I go, I'm there for a minute, Riante. But last time I see her was Monday. When I get that news there, I have somebody that cuss off. I now bother customer. It shaped me up, bro, because there's somebody who must sit in the space. Every time I go out, I go out 5 times a week, I see her 4. You see me? So it was never nothing towards that. But me I sit and I see how people, it's like, when I see me, I say, people don't realize that, like, this happened, like, every single day at Jamaica. That was my first initial thing. Like, it wasn't about, yo, let's change. It was like, yo, we live in a very, very bad country. It's just that with Jamaica, you have some people who never hear a gunshot yet.
I think what I will say, playing devil's advocate, I think they approach us sometimes, and I don't think it's necessarily right, because tit for tat is never right. But I think because sometimes we don't necessarily say things the way we intend for them to come across, they perceive it aggressively and then return aggressively. So maybe it's a give and take. If you guys, I don't know, comment if that's the case. Because I think me and Jay's perspective a lot of the times, and not even on this particular topic, just different topics. Because I've had a lot of people come to my DMs and be like, Tony, I think you should delete this. I don't. Or even with like the Danny Rooks thing, things like that, people would be like, Tony, I don't really rate. That came across very bad, man. And you'll check my TikTok and I'll have deleted something. Because I agree with you guys and I will, you know? But I do think you guys have to understand that this is our personalities. I speak very, I don't know, I'm not going to talk for Jay. I speak very passionately about things and I only talk on things I'm passionate about. If I don't care, I will think about it. But that doesn't mean I'm not open to the interpretation. So again, it's just maybe getting them to understand that. But what I will say, can I just add something to the Slickiana? I did not know her, and I just really want to say this because I've been seeing a lot of it. I did not know her. I didn't know her as an influencer. I didn't know her as a person. I only interacted with her socials once finding out what happened. But the perspective that social media has right now, that because people didn't know her, she was not an influencer, and you guys attacking her you guys attacking her in death. Crazy. And tearing her apart, ridiculous. I had to respond to someone that tweeted something about along the lines of, oh, RIP to her, but you guys need to be careful with this influencer type they're throwing around because who the hell is she? What is she influencing me with her batty outside job? What does that have to do with her being dead? Look at her stats. She influenced other people. It has nothing to do with you and what you perceive. That was a woman, right? No, that's a man.
Is a man?
I literally messaged him. I was like, you need to delete this. This is disrespect. This is
how should I influence him?
I don't even know. But the fact of the matter is, whether or not you knew who she is, people are mourning and you guys are disgusting. It's getting out of hand at this point.
And she was a mother at the same time. She was a daughter.
Leave her alone. Whether or not she influenced you or you understand what people saw in her as an influencer is not your business. Make people mourn. Or they need to stop running to Twitter with disgustingness, but just forget the likes. It's not cute. It's not cute. And there's one more thing I want to add because you also mentioned this. When we respond to people, my cousin came to me the other day about this. Apparently when we respond to people, they feel very important.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I had responded to someone that said that my mouth is bigger than my body. And apparently she was at camp with my cousin talking about how ton travels this and this ton travels and whatever. And my cousin asked me about it and I was like, I do not know who that person is, what you're talking about. We don't know.
But I'm gonna say to you, remember when they say to you already, like face to face or on a platform, I'm gonna say, yo, that culture they start from like real celebrities where they may have 5,000 comments. Like Nicki Minaj have 5,000 comments and somebody say, yo, Cardi B is better and she replied to that one. So now me as a fan, I just want to get acknowledged by Nicki Minaj. I'm not gonna write me a fucker now. Because guess what? You skip over the 5,000. I love you. I'm a Barb. Barbs for life. For reply to the hate.
That's like when men are like, that's like when men are, there are 10 girls there are 10 guys in your phone now. Why would I be 11?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, 10 guys trying to fix the problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the problem. But I just don't think that approach is like necessary. If you really have a problem with our content, like let's talk.
And the next thing to you have to understand, some people just not want to be pleased, bro.
That's
some
true.
people don't want to come to no farmer medium for say, all right then. I understand your stand, but this is still my stance. They don't want that,
This
bro.
girl made a TikTok the other day. I was literally just trying to talk to her about like her approach to talking about racism in Jamaica. And she literally responds to my comments and she's like, I want to be ignorant, okay? I'm ignorant. And I'm like, I'm like, the fact that you are willing to sit down on the internet and say, you know what? I'm dumb. Leave me, let me be dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. But listen, man, it's a toxic talk. See, you so can have an actual conversation. You see? It's not hard because people really feel like say I'm one of those. I always have to be the right person. I'm not, Same. Bro. I am not.
And I like that we did this so they could see that both of us can be. We're not those people.
I am not. So I will say, I apologize if I offended anyone. My whole intention was that, yo, listen, Jamaica we're doing it when it comes down to the numbers in crime. I'm gonna want to do it.
I agree.
You see me? It never have nothing to do with yo, man, I get this or man, I get that. It was more of yo, we have a problem at hand. No, if it was stop domestic violence, with me as a big crusty man, when no woman can really beat up, unless I probably Sherika Jackson, because Sherika Jackson could have beat me up, right? I comment on that far. But enough. You understand? So me, when I say violence, I take it as yo, violence. When I really know what violence is. You see me? And we want to forget to a place where It not gonna be perfect. But the utopia not gonna happen. Hopefully, God's
But it's
willing.
not happening as badly as much.
But what are the numbers? We're competing in the world for the worst country.
Yeah,
bro.
it's out of hand. It's getting out of hand. And we do need to find like root causes. And I just think that's what breaking down the violence does. It helps us figure out what's causing this particular violence and address that. And I think that's what the government was doing with trying to ban the music. I don't think it was the right approach, but I think that's what they were trying to do.
Let's do
So,
something.
yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out, guys.
So
all of us collectively.
Big up to Tons again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Is it me? Remember, like, share, subscribe once. Rest in peace to Slickiana.
Rest in peace.
And rest in peace to any woman who get affected by
Any woman, any
gender
man,
bias, violence.
gender-based violence.
Gender-based, sorry.
And any man that has died recently that hasn't gotten any attention, I do want us to, you know what,
And
take
next
that
thing
into
to want to
consideration.
say, even if they're quote unquote involved in gang activity,
Doesn't mean their death doesn't matter. I
it's
agree.
not even saying that no matter, we need to understand and say, yo, what's the one next whole podcast? But we need to understand say it's deeper than just being in a gang. I'm telling you.
Oh, that sounds
But
like
no-
a whole different topic.
Yeah. So we're not getting to that right now. Our documentary will come very, very soon.
Right? Documentary.
We're gone.
Later.
I'm reading a documentary will come, man.
Wait. Take a picture of me on the thingy. Where's my phone? I want to put it on my story. You don't care?
No,
This. Here, in the camera with this something. When y'all get edited or posted. You edit these or you just post them?
What's that? Like, match the audio and
When y'all post it?
right now.
Okay. Tag me.
Wi-Fi so crazy.
That was, see, I can't do things without getting emotional.